Zepeda having an intense look on his face, coming here to fight, being the aggressor.
Melligen's corner was telling Melligen to work a little bit more on the body and not get too careless with those right-left combinations.
There's the inside where Zepeda would rather be, and he rips two very good uppercuts on the inside. Mark Melligen's dad was a boxer. He worked as a construction foreman in the Philippines and got his son interested in boxing. And it took, and Mark, of course, now a 23-year-old who is on the cusp of contention, perhaps.
Nice body shot.
Melligen listens to his corner and goes down to the body.
Yeah, and against a 32-year-old, you would think you would want to work that body a little bit more.
You should. It slows down the opponent for longer rounds. You know, it takes a toll on you. Going down to body slows your opponents down. So,
although I hate when I say a 32-year-old is old, because that would make me prehistoric. No.
And me old, and not. I know.
80 is the new 20s now.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. All right. And to think I was so nice in calling your fight. It's halfway through round number 3, and I've been TKO'd on this telecast.
But speaking of bodies.
Oh, great left hand by Melligen, and that hurts Zepeda. This fight has changed drastically.
Heard Melligen pouring it on.
Melligen staying calm and using smart, effective punches.
Very good point. Yeah, that's a very good point, Mario. And under a minute left to go. Is there enough time for Melligen to get Zepeda down or out? Zepeda coming back himself now. But a big change in this round 3.
Melligen has to be careful not to overdo it and use up a lot of gas during that attempt to try to knock Zepeda out.
Zepeda doesn't look like the kind of guy that will get you out of there with one punch. Clearly his record doesn't indicate that. But he's going to come at you. He's going to put a lot of pressure. He's going to make you work. So conditioning is very important.
It is. He worked out really hard for this fight, he said, and he said it's really important for him to win this fight. Restart his career again after that loss against Han.
So this fight has provided us excitement, and we believe that the next one will as well. That's Stephen Luevino, the featherweight champion, who will be putting his title on the line against Bernabe Concepcion. Luevino, a stylish boxer, and you know a little something about him because you train in the same gym as Luevino.
I do run every morning. I go to the gym with him every single day, and I got to see his preparation from the start. So
how did he look in the gym?
He looked really good. He's ready for this fight, you know. His fifth title defense. He knows how important and how tough his opponent is going to be coming out of Bernabe Concepcion.
How's his back?
His back has been good. You know, he's 100%. He wouldn't have been in this fight if he didn't feel 100%. So he's really good mentally, physically. He's there.
That one's still to come. It's our next bout of the evening with Luevino taking on Bernabe Concepcion, the 21-year-old Filipino who is getting his shot at a world title. And Concepcion's countryman, Mark Melligen, making the most of his opportunities so far against Ernesto Zepeda. In the last round, Melligen had Zepeda hurt with some straight left hands. Melligen, the left-hander. Zepeda, the righty, with the white stripe down his trunk. And Zepeda, though he was hurt in the last round, taking the action to Melligen.
He's got a lot of fight in him. Keeps slacking his gloves together. He wants, I mean, an aim for effort and for heart. And there's a cut on Zepeda's. Looks like to be underneath his left eye. Seems to have given Melligen an extra burst of energy.
Of course, it's underneath the eye where we would not think of it as something to stop this fight, but clearly it's an indication of how the tide in this fight has turned, and Melligen, using those straight left hands, has really altered this fight. Big left again by Melligen.
Stuns Zepeda and puts off the ropes. He looks hurt.
Zepeda hurt. The cut clearly bothering him. Stop being the aggressor.
you have to like how Melligen uses his jab to set up these punches.
Yes, he's showing a lot. He's been showing a lot of maturity here and being very composed.
He sees that cut and just wants to expose it even more. Going with those left jab, left hooks, right.
And now a complete arsenal of punches as he throws the hooks, the jabs, the straight left hands, and Zepeda's in some deep water here.
And you mentioned, Alex, not in the
big left.
Melligen looking to Joe Cortez to see if the fight would be stopped. I think it's a little premature for that, but maybe not.
You mentioned the cut. I mean, it seems to be a bad cut, but not necessarily in a place where usually it is stopped because it's not going to impair the vision.
Big right hook. Opens that cut even more. Mark Melligen, very impressive here in round 4 as he was in round 3. He's a powerful young man.
He's very powerful, and he shows in his legs, too.
Oh,
big
my.
left hand.
Can Zepeda withstand much more of this, either in this round or even to come out for round 5?
The corner is going to have to take a good look at that eye and just take a good look at that fighter because this is
I haven't seen Zepeda throw a punch.
Oh, that is a knockout.
The fight has been stopped. A TKO for Mark Melligen, the 23-year-old from the Philippines.
And an impressive knockout. Had his fighter hurt, saw that he was bloodied, battered, and in trouble, impatiently stalked him and did what he had to do to take him out. I thought he was pretty impressive in the way he took him out, Al.
Very impressive.
Yeah, Brian, when you have a fighter hurt, you can be over anxious.
You can be over anxious, but you can't be too over anxious. You know, it might get you into trouble, might get you tired to the later rounds. I mean, some fighters could take a lot of punishment. Zepeda was taking a lot of those punishment, and just that big left hand from Melligen just ended his fight.
You know, they always say in sports, sometimes the numbers don't tell the whole story, but in this case they do. In the last round, Melligen landed 32 punches, and none landed for Zepeda.
I mean, he totally just ceased to throw any combinations or any punches, no jabs or whatsoever. He seemed like he got hurt off a combination from Melligen. So
as soon as he got cut, it was it for him. It's like he threw in the towel mentally, and unfortunately, it ended a tough night.
Bob Arum, the promoter of Top Rank with Mark Melligen. They are happy about the results here. A disappointing night for Ernesto Zepeda, but for this young man, very impressive.
Here's Melligen throwing a lot of combinations, try to end this fight. Great right-left combination again from Melligen. Landing flush.
Melligen having him in trouble. Big uppercut, which eventually was the final punch that did Zepeda in. Sort of left hook uppercut, and that was all she wrote. Zepeda in a world of hurt. He fought valiantly, but Melligen a little too much for him tonight.
Mark Melligen basking in the glory of this very impressive win, in which there were many things to recommend him that you guys have mentioned, not the least of which is the fact that he was so accurate with his punching and did such a good job of landing when he had his fighter in trouble. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official announcement. Few technical difficulties. We're working on getting Michael's microphone working perfectly, but for Mark Melligen, there's nothing wrong at all because he's just happy that he got this big win.
They're working on the. He's working
Ladies
the crowd.
and gentlemen, here at the Vegas Hard
tonight.
Rock, Joe Cortez steps in and calls a halt to the action. The official time, 2 minutes, 40 seconds, round number 4. The winner by TKO victory, the mighty Mark Melligen.
Mark is his 16th win as a professional, his 12th stoppage. And we talked about the fact that the numbers of this fight really do tell the story. And boy, do they ever, as we get a chance to take a look at the CompuBox numbers. Huge margin for Melligen.
Huge margin, 227 thrown and 88 landed. Zepeda, unfortunately, only able to land 22. Big difference in percentage with 39% going to Melligen, 18% at Zepeda.
And the power punch is also very impressive. Clearly, Melligen landed more, and we know they had a bigger impact.
Much bigger impact. And the 20 is, I think, being gracious for Zepeda. But he fought with a lot of heart, and Melligen just way too much for him tonight.
Threw a lot of power punches in the